Hey guys, welcome back for another review. Today we got the IQbuds Boost by Nuheara. Now these buds were sent to me for review, but I'm going to give my 100% honest review of these things. I've been using them for about a week, so let's get started. I'm going to do a different style of review. There's a lot of reviews online you can watch about doctors talking about hearing loss, and I have a little bit of hearing loss from my days around the range. At least my wife tells me so. Or it could be selective hearing. So I was interested in this product to help out with some of the hearing loss I had with my right ear. But what these are to me are a combo deal. It's a pair of great headphones with the ability to pick up the sound around you. I know the earbuds can do the same thing, but I don't think they can do it at the same time you're listening to music. These are one or the other. This does both. So before I get into the review, let me show you what goes into the box real quick. It's your standard box with instructions. It's got a USB cable inside to charge them up, micro USB-C, and then we have your different type of foamies. Now what they do have, this row right here, these are kind of like the foamies you get when you go, let's say, to the range, and they're a squishy kind. You squish in your ear and it foams back up as air gets back into them. So these are probably the best for keeping sound out. These are their standard rubber kind that you would see on most headphones. I have actually on right now just the standard rubber ones. I had these big ones on. They were a little too big for my ear, so I'm trying the rubber ones right now, and they seem to give a pretty good fit. All right. A lot of these headphones today kind of all look like this. Black little box, it's just a charging case. It's got some nice lights on it to show you which. So this right now is telling me my left one needs to be charged a little bit more, and the right one's good to go. I'll open it up here. Tells you you're charging, how much you have charged on your case. I'm down 1 bar, and then they fit in here. Now, that's my one little complaint is they don't really snap down in. There's not a good magnet that really holds them into the case, which sometimes they can get dislodged like this, and then when you put them back down, they could not be charging in your case. So, and another complaint, as you just heard, when you put them in the case, it doesn't mean they shut off. So if they're off just a little bit, they'll stay on, and which also could run down your battery. And then when you try to use your iPhone later on for listening to other music, they're still connected to these in your bag, and you have to basically disconnect them. All right. But if you remember to turn them off before you put them in, then it shouldn't be a problem. Let's get into the review of these. All right, so let's first get into the app. And I'll put that video on now, how the app and how the whole process works for these earbuds. All right, this is the first part of the app here. You go into your world, and this part you can adjust more or less. So as I do this, I'm kind of explain what I'm hearing. It's when you crank it all the way up, you have that loud kind of a hissing sound, and the microphones are very sensitive to what's picking up. And as we go down, it gets less and less. Basically turns down the microphones, they don't work as well. So I'll leave it probably at +2, +3. You can hit this right. That would turn off your world. If you listen to music, you want to just have the music and not have the background hiss sound, then you can just hit that. That would become a basic earbud at that point. Up here, you have different modes to choose from. I just got done with a workout, picked up a lot of wind noise. So I switched it to workout. It did cut back some of the wind noise when you run, but it can only do so much. Wind has an effect on all microphones. If you're used to using microphones, that is to be understood. You have other modes here. You have street, home, and then when you hit each one, in my ear it's telling me, the voice prompt is telling me which one I selected. So when you first go and set up your device, you're going to go into this part here where it is the hearing test, basically. If anyone has done a hearing test before where you sat in the booth and give you the little button, you hit it every time you hear a sound, this is pretty much the same thing. It's going to go with your right ear first and then your left ear, and it will go through all different tones. Where every time you hear the tone, you hit the button. Only my suggestion is don't cheat. Don't hear it. Don't hear it. So my hearing is not too bad. I thought my right was a little worse than my left, but according to this, is just the opposite. But there is a difference. So when I turn this off, it kind of goes back to generic, and I turn this back on. It really pumps up some of the sound to catch the sound around you. All right, we go here. You can change the tap function on the side. Now, one thing about these buds, and I'll show you the other buds I used before, these buds are pretty darn sensitive in a good way. They are responsive. So when you hit them, they actually do what they say they're going to do. I've had other earbuds where you have to push and really push on the bud itself to get it to work, kind of jam it more in your ear. This has a nice little tap side where you just barely touch it and it responds to 1 or 2 taps, a long tap, etc. And you can here you can change how you want to get set up. Back here you have some info about the device. I did update my firmware. Quick thing on that, it was not a bad. I've done other updates before. When it told me I had to go to the computer, I was a little bit upset, but once I got there, plugged it in, it was pretty fast, impromptu, setting it up. You had to install a little updater on your Mac or your Windows, and it pretty much step-by-step process, and it didn't take too long to do, so that was good. Of course, I would prefer if they just integrate that onto the app itself, where you hit a button and update your buds. That would be a lot easier than having to get to the computer, especially if you may not have a computer, but there you go. Different guides, so if you wanted to go to the manual and read more instructions how things works. Towards tech support, you either email them right away. An advertisement for IQ Stream, where you can plug it into your TV and then listen to the TV with your buds. All right, so that is pretty much the app in a nutshell. Oh, sorry, let's go to this part. So if you're in home and you want to fine tune your adjustments, you can go here. So this controls the balance between the noise and speech, so that you can fine tune more if you want to kind of widens it out, where you can hear more of the background versus quiet things up for direct speech talk. So I like the favor of speech more. You can do an equalizer, so you can adjust the bass and treble from here. And this is the focus part, where you hit that. It's supposed to direct the sound in front of you is what you're picking up on. So if someone's talking behind you or there's a conversation going on behind you, it will kind of muffle that more and more directly in front of you. I played with that, having the TV or a speaker behind me, and kind of did a turnaround. Didn't hear much difference in that, but it was just very slight change. All right, so that is the app. So let me give you my review on how these function in the real world. What I love about them, I have the earbuds in my ear, let's say in the bed listening to music or watching YouTube or whatever, and my wife starts talking to me. And she's saying something and I have no idea what she's saying. Now normally I just proceed on and I get in trouble because I'm not listening to her. These have the ability that I can listen to my music and it still sounds great, but also can turn on the sound around me and I can hear her what she's talking. And I can pause it, respond to her, go back to whatever I'm doing before. Or just hear what she says and respond back, because you can hear perfectly fine. So it's kind of like it gives you 2-in-1. It gives you great headphones and a hearing device at the same time. So that's what's really interesting about these. I took them for a run. So I ran about 3.5 miles. I didn't really push the limit of like shaking my head, going back and forth, but they never came out. Only one time I adjusted on my right ear, but I think just because of me, I felt like it was coming out, but it really didn't move at all. So I'm giving a thumbs up for the running outside. I put it on house, picked up way too much sound around me. So I put it on workout, and that seems to work the best, especially for the wind. When you run with these things, it's basically a microphone, right? It's a small little microphone on the side of the buds, probably right here, that it's picking up. And like any microphone you have in the wind, no matter how good the microphone you have, you need to have some type of dead cat or cover to block the wind off. And of course you can't put that on here. I guess you could rig something, but that would look really weird. Sound quality is better than I expected. It's got good mid-tones, good highs,
a little bit of bass. Now it's not an overwhelming bass style. So if you listen to a lot of maybe heavy rap, deep bass music, it's not going to rattle your brain, but it will give a good bass. Sorry, watching my dog too. Make sure she doesn't get out. So far, I am pleasantly surprised about the sound quality. Again, the benefit of having the ability to hear around you, like I was running and I had the world turn on and I could hear like the crackling of the leaves behind me and the guy say on your right, and a bike came by real fast on the same sidewalk. So if I didn't have the world on, I probably wouldn't have heard him until he got right up against me as he passed by. So there is a lot of huge benefits to this technology. I see a lot of other headphone companies probably going to this to give you the good option of good sound quality, and you can turn on the outside mics when you want and turn them off when you want, because noise cancellation is great like inside the house while you listen to a music or a movie, but you really need something around you when you're on the outside, let's say like running, biking, that kind of thing, because it can get dangerous if you're too isolated. So it gives you the best of both worlds. You can turn it on, you can turn it off.
So let's get into the buttons. These buttons are sensitive, which is good because they react. These buds on here look the same, but you really have to push them in. You can feel the contact with it, and you can feel pushing in to get what you need to do. And these seem to work off and on. They don't work how I want to. Sometimes I don't really touch it. Once I get the music going on these, I don't really touch it because I don't want to mess it up. These, on the other hand, are very sensitive. You just do a tap, and it'll go on to whatever you have it set up. Just skipping, calling up Siri. Very responsive buds when it comes to the tap function on the side. So, are they worth it? If you have hearing loss, of course. If you have major hearing loss, I don't think this is going to be enough. You probably still need to get hearing aids, of course. But if you have some slight hearing loss, these are a good product to try out. If you want a little bit of both, so if you want a great headphones, now when I say great headphones, I am impressed with the sound quality of these things. I wasn't expecting much. I expected it to be good, but not really good. The sound quality is, I would say, top notch with some of the better earbuds that are out there. So these earbuds are not cheap. They're $500, $499 retail. Maybe you can find them on sale. If you want how to price that down, maybe you spend $300 on a pair of great earbuds and $200 on a hearing device, or just the opposite. I know those hearing devices are pretty expensive. This kind of combines those two together to give you one package. I'd say if you are interested in this product, I would give it a shot. I would say if you have some type of small level hearing loss and you're looking for a pair of earbuds, this is what you kind of want to lean toward. You want a little bit of both. You want something to help you out when you can't hear well, and you want something that sounds great. You can wear these in the office. That's what's really cool too. If you're a person that works in a cubicle all day and you want to listen to music, a lot of the earbuds you get today block out all the sound around you, which is great for your music. Your music sounds wonderful. I'm not a big fan of that because I don't like it. Feels like your ears are in a well, but a lot of people like that. So if you like that, that's great. But then you're in the office, you kind of need to hear the sounds around you, people coming up to your desk, asking you a question, maybe a phone, all that kind of stuff. This allows you to have great sound and then turn on the sound, the world around you, so you can hear stuff. Of course, you can go into the app settings, you can customize how you want it to sound. You can turn up the background noise, you can turn off the background noise, and just listen to speech. A lot of different options you can do. Set this up to customize it for your hearing abilities. So guys, if you are interested in this product, you have any questions, give me a shout, comment below, and I'll see if I can answer them for you. Looking forward to see you in the next video. Please subscribe, stay active, all that stuff. Click the like, comment below,